Hello everybody, let me know you can hear me. Hello? Somebody's watching, can you hear me? Hello, Natalie, can you hear me okay? Okay, perfect. The joys of live technology. Okay, so I'm going to carry on where I was. So anybody that's just joining in, this is the card that we're making, and it's an eclipse card. And you can just see there this raised Merry Christmas lifting off the top here, and this is what forms an eclipse style card. So that's what we're making, and these are really popular at the moment. You can just type in eclipse card and you'll get so many fantastic ideas. So I'm going to talk loud because apparently I'm quiet. So again, I've got all this technology. I'm a crafter. Paper is my thing. Technology, not so much. So bear with me. Apologies. So I've got all the cardstock ready, which I did mention just earlier. So let me just get all this ready. So what we'll do first of all is we'll get our mat and layers in place. So I'm just going to grab some double-sided tape and just pop this all in place. So how is everybody today? Who's been able to do lots of crafting on a Monday? See, I'm on my own now because usually I have Natalie talking and I can't hear anybody, so I'm trying to read the comments as well as crafts, so multitasking tonight. Can I have a poker tool? Also, my mum is here. I'm actually crafting in my mum's craft room. I'm visiting the UK for 4 weeks, and she's given me a pass to be able to craft in her craft room and use any of her craft supplies. So it's unusual using things that I'm not used to, but it's quite fun. So I'm just going to attach this one first of all to the inside of my card. And just make sure you get a nice border. You should have about a 1/8 of an inch border with this size mat. There we go. And then you just want to do the same on the top with that other piece. So again, I'm just going to attach my tape. Anybody got any questions? I'm happy to try and answer them as best as I can. Like I said, if anybody's just tuning in, because I've seen a few more people joining, this is the card that we are making. You can just make it out there. It's a Merry Christmas eclipse card. So really, really nice, this one. Very easy to make. So again, I'm just putting my top piece there. Again, making sure I get a really nice border. Like so. Then you've got that red piece. That's again now going to sit on top. So you'll see there that you get a nice 1/8 of an inch border. So as I mentioned before, I'm back in the UK for 4 weeks. And hey Kath, hello. So yeah, being back home in the UK is lovely. And it was really nice to be able to do some shopping with my mum, do some craft shopping. We've already been buying some new bits and pieces, so that's always good fun. So I'm looking forward to trying out those bits when they arrive. Eating nice British food. Not noodles every day, so that's always good as well. Okay, so you just want to pop this one on top again, just so you'll get a really nice, even border. Okay, and then because this is a landscape card, make sure obviously you've got it open in the right orientation, and then that piece is going to sit in the middle. If you want to add some foam onto this piece so it's lifted up, you can do as well. It's entirely up to you, but because I was doing the eclipse then on top of this, that's going to give you that 3D effect anyway. So okay, so again, just making sure that you get that nice and centered. Like so. Okay, so that is the basics done of the card. So what we need to do now is the fun bit of die cutting all the pieces with our die here. So the purpose of an eclipse card is you have three, you die cut this 4 times. 3 pieces of the ones that you die cut, you want to be on a dark color. So in this case, I'm going to use the red because it's obviously darker than the white that I'm using, or you can use black. And basically that will create a shadow. So you don't want a light color, you don't want to use all white. It would still kind of work, but it's better if you use a dark color. So raid your scrap drawer, and I've got the same red here that I had before. So just grab my die machine, use that one for the top. And I'm going to die cut this one 3 times. So I'm just going to cut this down. I might have to put a this machine is an old machine, so I'm just going to add an extra piece of card just to act as a shim there, just to make sure I get a nice cut. You can see there that cuts through so nicely. And just take all those bits out. There's lots of tools that you can use to quickly take out all the pieces of the die. Unfortunately, again, I'm not in my craft room, so I haven't got everything at hand. Although my mum is passing me this tool. Thanks, Mum. It's really, you know, when you're in someone else's craft room, it's, you know, you don't know where everything is. Okay, so that's the first one done there. Just going to play with my, just check. I think that's a bit better. Ah, yeah, go. Sorry, I had the focus a little bit blurred there, so that should be better. You can do this eclipse style, as I mentioned before, with anything. A lot of the cards you see at the moment are with letters, so they're spelling out like Christmas or birthday, people's names. They're really nice as well. But when I saw this die, I thought it would be perfect for an eclipse card. So, and remember to share anything that you do make. So if you do make this, you know, a similar card, we'd love to see it. Nice piece out. Okay, it's the second one. My mum is behind me. It'd be quite nice if we had a dual camera right now because she is crafting along, and I actually think she's ahead of me. So she's rushing ahead there, probably doing her own thing as well. So she tends to do. She doesn't listen, as she's saying there, and then she complains that she's made a mistake. So, but we've got to love her. I'm going to just run that one through again because it's just missed a little bit. We could just do cutting through a bit better. Like I said, I've got my big shop, but I'm having to use my mum's old, although this is a good little machine and it served well. Natalie said she can't wait to see your card. So you're going to have to show it off now. So has everybody done their Christmas cards? Or are some people like, no, don't do them until December? Or fortunately, because I've been doing these craft along lives and I've obviously prepped the cards that we're going to be making, my cards are all done. So it's brilliant. Right, so I've done the 3 in the darker cards. So I've got my 3 red ones here. So these are all going to be stuck on top of each other in a minute. And then you want to do your top one, which will be white. So it will always be the same colour as the top piece of card that you're using. Okay, so I'm just going to die cut this one again. Okay. Such a delicate little die, this one. I love the little reindeer there. Very cute. Like I said, it cuts perfectly. It's just because I'm using a older machine. Okay, so that is all the die cutting done. Let's get everything out of the way. Okay, so what you need to do now is stick these all together. So you just want to get yourself some tacky glue. And when it comes to these kind of delicate dies, all I do is add glue to just the main parts of it. I don't pop it on anything, so on all of it. So because we're sticking on top, I can just literally just put a couple of blobs just on the outer bits there, any kind of large areas. Put it on the reindeer. Make you do the ends. Like so, I think that'll do. We'll do a little bit down there as well. Ooh. Okay, and then very carefully start from the end. So I'll just start from the C there. And then once you've started it off, the rest will all fall into place. Okay, so that's that one. And again, just repeat it again with the other. So I know some people get a bit, I don't know, maybe a little bit scared, or this is just, oh no, this is too fiddly. There are lots of other ways. You can put a splodge on your hand, kind of smear it on your hand, and then rub the whole kind of dye piece across the top if you want to do that. I don't like doing that because when it dries, you've got to peel it off, and I catch the hairs on my hand and it hurts. So I rather prefer doing it this way. And you can also die cut them on double-sided sticky sheets. So then you're basically making a sticker. So once it's die cut, you just peel off the backing and then stick them on top of each other. So that's another good way as well if you don't want all the mess of, you know, the glue. So there's lots of different ways of attaching them. So just find the best one for you. Okay. Again, just connect the end and then work your way along. I mean, this is a detailed die, so if you've got something that's maybe just a letter, then that would be obviously very, very, very straightforward. So already now I can see I'm getting a nice thick layer there coming together. So then you need to just then put the top one on, which is the white one. So my mum has pinched my glue, so I'm just going to steal it back again. And again, just put a few splodges there. Make sure you can see what I'm doing. My hand's getting in the way there. And a bit more on the top. There we go. Again, and then just line up this top one. And already you can see the shadow effect that it creates, because you'll see just little bits of that red on the sides poking through, like so. I need to let that glue dry a little bit there and just clean up the edges. But now you can see, if I put it on the side there, you can see that red, which is what's going to create the shadow effect, the eclipse effect. Okay, so pop that to one side and let that dry. Now what we want to do is make the little petals here on the card. So I've just cut these ones freehand. If you've got some dies that you want to use, then you can do, that's not a problem. But I've just got some green scrap card here, so I'm just going to cut some out. And then basically I get some smaller scissors. There we go. So just grab some snips, and then all I'm going to do is just freehand just cut a leaf shape. Like so. Okay, so that's the kind of shape you want, and just do 3 of those. I've got like one bigger and then do 2 kind of smaller on each side. So I'll do this one a little bit smaller. Like so. Okay. Then you need some, just make sure you've got a soft surface. You might have one of those craft mats or a paper stack. I've just got a piece of foam here. This is just handy. This is not something you need to have. It's just a little tip I'm just sharing with you. As I used last week, if you've got something that's got a ball on the end like this, this is handy. And basically this just helps create a more of just a lifelike leaf, and just gives it a little bit of definition and stuff. So you just get the ball and you're basically breaking up the fibers in the paper. And what it does is it creates like a crease. You see how it's just curling up there on the mat. And it just creates, you can see there all like the creases on the side. And it just gives you quite a little lifelike leaf or petal. It's great when you use, if you're making flowers as well. And the more you do it, the more it will break up the fibers in the card. So I'm just going to do that on the other two. So again there, you can just see. And get the last one. It's a tiny one. There we go. Okay, so that's my 3 little leaves, and then what I want to do is start assembling it. So we get the Merry Christmas here. I'm just going to pop this into the middle, and already you can see when I sit that against that white background, you can see the red, and it just creates that shadow. Okay, so this time I'm going to turn it over and just pop some glue just on the backs there. Again, not everywhere, just enough to make it stick to the card. Okay, and just pop a little bit there on the bottom. That's it. Just flip that one over, and then again you just want to make sure that you get this nicely lined up in the middle there. Okay, so if I lift that up now and see there how it's lifted off the card? I really do like this effect. I think it's so nice, and it, like I said, it works with so many different cards. There you go. Okay, so then what I used is, I've got the Wink of Stella here, but as I mentioned, any clear gel pen, any white gel pens, silver gel pens, anything like that will work. And basically, show this one, and just go over the top there, and it just gives it a really nice shimmer, which you may not pick up on camera, but if I catch the light in a minute when I show you, you should be able to see. So this goes a long way. So, and you can keep layering it up. So once it's dry, you can go back over it again and add some more. So I might add some more in a minute. And then I want to add my leaves and my ribbon. So I've got some little bows here, which I've already done, purely because I am really rubbish at making bows, especially live on air. Any of you that watch my YouTube videos, I always skip the bows, or I faff about with them for ages. So I've just got a couple here because I wasn't sure which one I was going to use, but I think I'm going to go for that colour actually, because I think that one works really nicely. So I've got my bow there, and then I've got, where's my glue dots? Grab some glue dots, and I'm going to put one on the main and get it off. I'm just going to put it on the corner there. I'm going to attach the other two either side. Just kind of flatten them down a little bit there. Okay, so you can see that coming together. And then I'm going to use some of my wet glue on the top and just stick that one. Just hold that down for a minute just so that sticks in place. So what do you think? Are you liking this card? It's been a very quiet craft along for me today. I hope you've all been able to hear me okay. Okay, so that's that one stuck down. And then grabbed my Winker Stella again. Oh, I can see the hearts and the thumbs up. Thank you. And then I'm just going to put some more. I'm trying to catch, there you can see there, if I catch the light, this shimmer on some of these leaves here. Like so. You can see there, it catches. Hi Maggie. Hi Angela. You can see the shimmer on the Merry Christmas. It's just kind of picking it up. But look at that on the leaf. It's such a lovely shimmer. I really, really like this. My mum is looking for something. What do you want? She wants to steal my Winker Stella. She wants glittery leaves. I'm just going to add a little bit more there. Okay, there we go. Right, so that is the card complete. Now what I'm going to do is show you the envelope size and get that done as well. Because I always do my envelopes before, but we had a bit of a technical hitch, so I was a bit all over the place. So the piece of paper that you need for your envelope is 8 by 7/8 of an inch squared. And then grab your excuse me, envelope punch board, and this one was the A6. I'll come up here. Hi Shannon. Oh, thank you. That's very kind of you. This is the A6 size that you need to follow. 6.5 by 4.5 card. So it is 8 7/8 of an inch squared. So you want to score at 3 3/4. So let's just line this one up. So 3 3/4. So punch and score. And then what I do is I rotate it all the way around to the opposite side of what I've just punched. And I've just totally forgot what I was doing. So 3 3/4 again. Punch and score. And then continue. And then you don't need that anymore. And then you just line up your score guide with your line. So that one. Yes, I do need that. What I was doing then, and then rotate it right the way around the other side, and again line up that line there. Punch and score. So just corner punch. Well, I just corner punch the longest side that is going to be folded over, because you don't see any of the others. And then just burnish all of these ones. Oh yeah, that was Winker Stella that I was using, Maggie, but there's also some really great gel pens on the market, and I know that Natalie will share some links for you, because there's loads of good ones. I've got some really good gel pens myself in all different colours, and they work really well as well. So where's my tape? That's what I was looking for. So just grab my double-sided tape. There we go, Glitter Gloss Aqua Flow pen. Yeah, I've seen them, they're really good. And then just stick the back of the card down. And there is my envelope. So there we have it. Oh, twisted that around a bit much. There is my very pretty Eclipse Merry Christmas card. You can see there the lovely effect it gives. And if I go right on the side, you can just see there how it's raised off the front of that card. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thumbs up. My mum's got a thumbs up. Let me just show you. Do you know what? She's done such a good job. This is my mum's version, and isn't that lovely? She's Can we have a thumbs up and some hearts for my mum's card as well? So we would love to see anybody else's cards that you've made tonight, because there are so many different variations that you can do. So there you go. So, oh look, lots of love. Look at the love, Mum.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's so sweet.
So thank you, everybody. Sorry about the glitch at the beginning, but like I said, we are learning. This is all new, and it's going to get better and better. And just stick with us. There's so many great things to come. And it's been lovely as always. So thank you, everybody. And good night. Enjoy the rest of your Monday.